A/B testing in ASO. Hello, let me ask you, have you ever wondered why some apps are downloaded thousands of times, while others, even with interesting features, go almost unnoticed? Often it's not about the app itself, but how it looks in the store, the icons, screenshots, even a short description. These small details can completely change a user's decision. But here's the catch. Even if people visit your app page, we can tweak icons, screenshots, descriptions, and more. Yet, how do we really know what works and actually drives downloads? And here's the good news. You don't have to guess what works. You can test it. That's what A/B testing does. In today's video, I'll show you what A/B testing actually means in simple words. How it works differently in Google Play and the App Store. Step by step, how to set up your first test. The main elements you should test with examples. How to create hypotheses for A/B tests. How to read the results without getting lost. Common mistake that beginners often make. And finally, some tips to make A/B testing part of your ASO strategy. What is A/B testing in ASO? Okay, let's start with something simple. Imagine you have two different versions of your app icon. One is blue and other is green. You don't know which one people like more. So what do? You test both. Show one version to part of your audience and the other to the rest. Then you compare which version gets more downloads. That's A/B testing. In ASO, it's testing parts of your app product page, icons, screenshots, description, even videos. The goal is to find out what convinces people to click the download button. Because, let's be realistic, good keywords can bring people to your page, but if your visuals don't sell the app, they'll just leave. Google Play and App Store. Google and Apple do this slightly differently. Google Play has a built-in tool called Store Listing Experiments. You can create different versions of your app page directly in the developer console and distribute traffic between them. It's a fairly flexible tool. In the App Store, Apple has product page optimization. It works similarly, but the rules are stricter. Apple usually distributes traffic by country and language, so you may need to plan your tests more carefully. So, both platforms allow testing, but the way they distribute traffic is different. How to set up an A/B test, step by step. Let's break it down. Setting up tests usually looks like this. Pick one thing to test. Don't change everything at once. For example, start with the icon. Decide who will see it, all users worldwide or just people in one country. Create the experiment in Google Play Console or App Store Connect. Choose your goal. Usually it's install rate. How many people download after visiting your page. Run the test for a while. A few days is not sufficient. You need enough downloads to be sure of the reliability of the results. When we talk about A/B testing in the app stores, think about it in two stages, before tap and after tap. Before tap, these are things people see in search results before they even open your app page, your icon, title, and the little preview. These elements decide wherever people click to learn more. After tap, once they land on your page, they see screenshots, videos, features, graphics, and your descriptions. This decide if people actually download your app. And here's a golden rule. Don't test everything at once. Focus on just one change at a time, like only the icon or only the screenshots. That way you'll know exactly what made the difference. Now the interesting part. What exactly should you test? App icon. This is the first thing people see. A small change in color, shape, or style can make a big difference. Screenshots. You can test the order of screenshots, wherever to use text captions, or even try a different style, bright or minimalistic, for example. Promo videos. Does the videos help convince people or do they skip it? Only testing can tell. Description. Short or detailed? What works better for your audience? Title and subtitle. Adding one extra keyword can sometimes boost conversion. Pro tip. Focus on the first thing users see. Icon and first screenshot usually have the biggest impact. So, how do you actually come up with good hypotheses for your A/B tests? The secret is research. Before you start experimenting, you really need to study competitors, market trends, and culture context. For example, I personally like using tools that let me compare app pages side by side, and for that I use ASOMobile App Analytics. I leave the link in the description. In the app report, I often check not just the visuals, but also the text competitors use. What kind of captions they add to screenshots, which benefits they highlight, and what tone they use in their descriptions. It's interesting to see the patterns, like what most apps in your category focus on and where you could do something different. When it comes to visuals, I enjoy the visual comparison feature. It helps me quickly see what's trending in a specific category, like which colors dominate, how many screenshots apps typically use, or what layout feels standard for that niche. This gives you a good idea of wherever to go with the flow or deliberately stand out. Another thing, I pay a lot of attention to culture differences. Visuals and colors can mean very different things depending on the region. For instance, in many Western countries, red is often associated with warnings or errors, while in China it symbolized luck and positivity. In sub-Arab markets, app visuals may include modesty elements, while in Japan anime-style graphics are super popular. I usually check this with GeoChecker because it shows how app pages look across different countries, from titles and descriptions to screenshot styles. It's a great way to spot culture nuances before testing. And of course, I also look at how competitors evolve all the time. With tools that track updates, you can see how app changes their icons, screenshots, or metadata. This often gives away what they are testing, which is a great source of ideas for your own hypothesis. Putting all this together, you can create hypotheses like lifestyle photos might work better for European users. Anime-style visuals could increase installs in Japan. Shorter and more direct descriptions might improve conversion in the US. Sometimes I also explore in-app events like seasonal promos, live broadcasts, or special editions, which appear as cards in the stores. They are another way to understand how competitors attract attention and what users respond to. That way, your hypotheses aren't just random guesses. They are based on real market data, culture insights, and competitor strategies, which makes your A/B tests much more likely to success. And if you want to see these tools in action, check out the videos on our channel. There are plenty of tutorials showing how to use ASOMobile step by step for A/B testing and ASO optimization. How to analyze the results. When your A/B test is finished, it's time to look at the results. But don't just glance at the numbers. The real value comes from understanding why one version performed better than other. The main goals of A/B testing in ASO are pretty straightforward. Improve your conversion rate, how many people actually install the app. Increase your app's visibility in the store. By running this experiment step by step, you can figure out which elements have the biggest impact on your metrics. For example, icons, screenshots, video preview, app title, subtitle, or short description. But here is the key: you need to set clear goals and hypotheses before you even start the test. Without that, your results might be hard to interpret. And don't forget, the sample size of users might be equal for both versions to make the test valid. Once the test runs, you'll see numbers like conversion rate or installs. Here's how to read them. If version A gets 20% more installs than version B, it's clearly better. But make sure the difference is statistically significant. If you only got 50 downloads total, the results aren't available yet. Practical rule. For solid A/B testing of mobile apps or websites, you need at least 1,000 users in each group. That's the minimum number needed to get mindful results. If you want to identify small improvements, for example 1–2%, you will need a much larger sample size, approximately 5–10,000 users in each group or more. If the data looks unclear, don't worry, just run another test with a new idea. Think of it like experiments in science. Sometimes the answer is obvious, sometimes you need to repeat the tests. There is also another type of experiment, the AAB test. Here users are split into 3 groups. 2 groups, A1 and A2, see the same version, and one group B see the new version. Why do this? If A1 and A2 show the same results, you know your system splits users correctly. Then you can trust the comparison between A and B to measure the real impact of your change. At the end of the process, you'll have a clear selection and combination of text and visual elements that actually improve conversion. And remember, conversion is the metric we care about the most in ASO. That's why you should never neglect A/B testing. It gives you real data, removes guesswork, and helps you consistently grow your app. We all had A/B test fails. What was your biggest one? Mistakes to avoid. Let's be honest, beginners often make these mistakes. Testing too many things at once, you will never know what actually worked. Stopping too early, you need another downloads to trust the results. Forgetting about countries. What works in the US might not work in Japan. Thinking one test is enough forever. Nope, users' preferences change, so keep testing regularly. Here's my advice. Make A/B testing part of your regular ASO routine. Not just once, but every few months. Always start with the elements that have the most impact: icons, screenshots, title, and so on. Constantly monitor your competitors. Use tools like ASOMobile to find new ideas for your application. And that's A/B testing in ASO. It's not scary at all. It's just about experimenting and learning what works best for your users. Remember, sometimes a teeny design change can mean thousands of extra downloads. If you want to see a full step-by-step ASO workflow with examples, check out the complete videos on my channel and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss new tutorials.